Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
You should keep that as part of the video as well, just like you doing the clapperboard.
Action.
So, hello everybody, it's Jacob here with Clothcat Broadcasts. You may know me as the host of The Vault, which is the hip-hop show on Clothcat. And today I am here with...
Florien.
Hex and Luna.
Curtisamwel.
Eddie.
TjTUCKER. We are the legends with no name.
All right, amazing.
Yes, sir.
How are you guys today? You all right?
Good,
Yeah,
man,
good,
good.
thank you.
Beautiful
How you
weather
doing?
outside.
Good
Yeah,
day.
I'm not too bad. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day.
It's a
Right.
gorgeous day out.
Yeah.
Rare for Leeds.
Rare
For UK.
don't jinx it. No jinx it. Right, so tell us a little bit about yourselves. Who are you guys?
Man.
What'd you do?
Ash, you can start, brother.
So I'm an artist producer, and I DJ for TJ as well as play the drums, but it's like more finger drumming. Yeah.
Nice. I play guitar.
Yeah.
I did a jazz degree at Leeds Conservatoire and then a master's on composition and performance.
Amazing.
And
Real
then,
musician.
oh, thank you. And I play with my G here. We do some jazz with the legends, you know, no name.
Yeah.
We do cool
Sweet.
stuff.
He's also a master. That's what he's not telling you right now.
Maestro.
Yeah. Curtis.
I'm flattered. Thank you, guys.
I would class myself as also an artist producer. Stars would say like mix of like jazz, ambient, and hip hop. Also in a couple bands and play keys. Play keys for TJ. Play keys for a couple people here and there,
Yeah,
and just build the portfolio.
sweet.
Yeah.
Amazing. Eddie?
And I'm a artist producer as well. Do a bit of sound teching at just some venues around Leeds. A bit of lighting and tech as well. Just a bit of anything production, engineering, all that. So yeah,
Sweet.
good stuff.
Amazing.
It's good. I'll
That's
play
good
bass as
stuff.
well for TJ and a couple of other bands as well. Yeah, that's
That's sweet.
relevant.
That's sweet. You're all amazing. You're all amazing.
Love that.
Musicians.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm
TJ?
TjTUCKER. I am a rapper, songwriter, producer. We run HeroesNeverDie, which is my family-run independent label. Also Creative Foundation as well. And yeah, man, I'm part of this amazing group of boys, musicians, legends with no name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing as well. I've seen your life.
Thank you.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I've got to give you that much.
Gang.
Any of you can answer this. How would you describe your music to someone who hasn't heard it before?
You know what, yeah. I actually like, so just for full transparency, I had this question, beforehand, and I have literally sat with it for so long.
It's a hard question.
It's a
really
hard
is.
question.
I could say something, you know. I actually didn't study the questions to be more natural.
You're a jazz artist. You improvise. That's how
We
it works.
improvise, yeah. So if I didn't see, if I were out of this band and I saw these guys, I would be surprised because I would see TJ rapping with a cool jazz band, supporting, doing different sort of sounds and what is this word? Layers of jazz that take you to a realm of a story.
Yeah, it's got
And
your
then-
music has got like this really nice texture to it. And you've got
Exactly.
the contrast between the rap and the the neo soul sort of jazz sound. But
Exactly.
The way we build up a backing for a song as well is we usually take one of TJ's beats that he's recorded to already. Sometimes it's already released or something. If we want to play it live, and we'll just take the beat and figure out a way of playing it with our setup.
Right.
Yeah,
And
like,
that's
jazzify
basically
it a
just how we
little bit,
take it. So like the drums we'll just get asked to do, and any lead line, even if it's on a different instrument, maybe Sam or Luna will take it over, and that's generally how we do it. So,
Yeah, no, it works. It works really well as well.
Yeah, it's a fusion.
Sometimes in
I guess.
the
Yeah,
box
it is,
first,
yeah, it
isn't
is.
it?
It's like
Yeah,
it reminds me a little bit of like Ezra Collective
Yeah.
sort of feel to it.
I'll take that.
That's
Ex-Loyal Corner,
compliment.
because you got the
Yeah.
rapping over the top of it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
sweet.
Lord Connor with his live bands, the kind of vibe you know, for a long time.
Yeah, no, massively. Sweet. Who are some artists that have inspired you to be the artist you are today? We'll go one by one for this as well. So we'll start with Ash.
Let's start off with Eddie on the other side.
All right, let's start with Eddie.
Thank you. I'd say people like, in terms of playing bass, people like Wolfpack, Flea, just anything kind of funky, jazzy, take all of that type of thing. And on the more hip hop side, so like dubby side, people like Nightmares on Wax, that kind of nice atmospheric sound, which is what we're going for in this band as well, which is nice.
That's quite a good range.
Yeah,
That'll get you a lot of good techniques as well.
Loving that.
Sweet.
Nice.
In terms of like keys specifically, I love like artists like Robert Glasper, Ashley Henry is crazy. In terms of like my own sound, I love the production of this producer artist called Emil in London. I would say Wesley Joseph as well. Like I like his like ethic and his workflow when it comes to music.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I mean, they're all amazing pianists in the rock. But I really do like Robert Glasper as well. He's like
gorgeous stuff.
He's amazing, and he works well. He works with a lot of hip hop artists.
Yeah, that fusion is like perfect for referencing and
amazing.
learning from.
Definitely, he's like a big name. For that kind of stuff. Sick. TJ?
For me, first I have to go Snoop. First and foremost, yeah, man, Snoop Dogg. I literally grew up on that, man. Like, you know, through my mum. You know what I mean? Snoop, Currency, for sure. I love Currency because it's his business sense and the business mind and how he does his branding, and he's very obviously independent, independent artist as well. And he's just kind of the way he's grown his artistry is just amazing. As well, kind of with me, how I work with the band. You know, when I see him he did a Tiny Desk recently and how he works with his band. Yeah. That's the route that that I see myself down that way, you know, like the Wiz Khalifas of the world and like all of that. That's kind of all of my inspiration. Yeah, Larry June as well, like a lot of the West Coast chilled back, you know, type of rhyme. That's me.
That's really nice. You've got to have Snoop on the list.
Have to.
I've got to agree with you on
There's
that.
so many other people. I just focused on rap.
There's always, with rap.
King,
man. For sure.
So good. You've got, it's nice to have like an independent artist that inspires you as well.
You know, all of them are all artists that are, they do we rap, but there's so much bigger than this. They're bigger than the genre. And that's
not necessarily with just the music they make.
Exactly.
It's like the way they approach the whole industry and what they're doing with themselves.
Do you know what I mean? Nice, Films, podcast, all of that, you know, it's just, it's not one lane, it's not linear. Do you know what I mean? And it's more than the music, always. Always. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So.
Sick. Luna?
Yeah. Oh, wow. My story is similar to TJ. I grew up in a neighborhood in the States where I would listen to Snoop. I was introduced by the guys in the basketball court. Snoop, Dr. Dre, Cypress Hill, all that stuff. And then I discovered Guns N' Roses and I heard Slash. It's like, wow, man, I want to be like him. So I started listening to that. Then I went heavier, Metallica, Iron Maiden. And then I went heavier, like death metal, black metal, doom.
And then did you go heavier?
I went the heaviest possible. And then when I went to the heaviest, it's like, I listen in my head of people playing like Latin, like bossa, jazz, like, wow, man. And then it took back like a circle because then for example, Snoop and all these people also grabbed their roots from jazz.
Yeah.
So then I had to learn how to play that, you know, because it was like a new world. So that's why I did the jazz degree. And then I met Ash Boy. I was recording at Ash Boy. TJ was there. Yes. It was like an instant click. And then it went like a cycle again from my beginnings again. So it's incredible.
All the way back to the hip hop.
Yeah, the hip hop. It was like I went to the heaviest world.
So you really gone full circle.
Yeah. He was so heavy that he fell through.
Yeah. So deep that you ended up at the top.
Yeah, to the heaviest thing you could ever possibly hear, you know. And I can growl. I can sing like growls and you know like heavy stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing with music though. You can take any genre and recontextualize it with
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
So that's what,
you know.
That's amazing. So you got massive friends then.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And then with these boys, I feel so confident playing. You know, I just feel I can close my eyes.
You can tell that on stage as well. You've all
just
got like
hold
a great
the music,
dynamic
you know?
between you all.
Thank you.
It's that sixth sense, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's still growing. It's still developing.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's always going to develop until
100.
Yeah. And before I forget, the coolest thing is that every time we play a song, we do it differently.
Yeah, that's true actually. There's different nuances.
No one's ever going to know that.
Every time.
I also don't know.
Yeah, there's elements of improv in all the songs.
So it's like a constant evolution, you know?
Yeah.
Right? We always do something.
We have like a
different.
center, but yeah.
So I guess it never gets boring.
Yeah.
Keeps TJ on his toes.
You've got to make it fun for you guys as well, though, because otherwise that'll like really hours the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it works. That's the thing. You know the
Exactly.
core song well enough that you can just mess around with it.
Yeah, and I like to experiment, you know, because these guys hold the music, so it's like I'm just gonna try new stuff, experimenting.
Yeah.
You know, like last time we did the scale, you know. Yeah, and the voice are strong holding.
So they just work. I'm just there like, all right, I come in now. Okay.
just tell me when. That's so good.
Yeah, so it's happy days.
And
then
like the
Ash,
rest of these guys, my influence is very varied as well. I started off in music through hip hop and like Eminem and Tupac and Biggie and everyone like that. Then got into film music and like classical and a lot of pieces. Like I got into film through Hans Zimmer and then discovered like John Williams and people like Ludovico Einaudi and
All amazing.
yeah,
composers.
amazing. And then got into jazz and then and now I'm like super into like Afro and like ballet funk and that sort of stuff. I'm trying to incorporate like all that sound into my sound now. Yeah, so that's all.
Yeah, you can tell with some like the samples you use for actually the drumming side of
thank
things.
you.
They've got a sort of like they have some of them have like a sort of Afro hits. sort of
Yeah,
feel
like
to them.
literally, because I've been super into percussion, especially world rhythms as for my album project lately, and because of that, like I've just like fully into like percussion and that sort of sound now.
Sick. That's amazing. That's amazing. Right, yeah. So you guys have got a massive range between you, obviously, and it really shows when you're all performing. It's really impressive actually. So like I said, I have heard you guys live, and I've featured Writer's Block on my show quite a few times.
Nice.
I get some amazing feedback from it. It's a hit. It's going to be a hit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we've just discovered now as well. You guys have got such a range that it's really refreshing because it's got, like you mentioned, it's got that contrast between the soul and the sort of rap and the jazz, and then you incorporate everything else that you've all got individually. But you work together really well.
Yeah, some of the stuff we're working on soon as well is taking some of the genres we've got and some of the stuff we've mentioned now, and taking it like a bit, I don't know, sometimes a bit heavier, sometimes a bit, you know what I mean? We've got a bigger range of stuff coming up as
Don't
well.
spill all the beans,
I'm not saying that, but there's the exciting things to come, you know, teaser.
You're exposing the whole plan.
No.
Giving them the blueprint.
So you guys have got an album coming out.
Yes, we
very,
do.
very soon. When does it come out?
Legends with No Name, live in session. It will be out May 24th. I think that's in 2 weeks or 1 week.
Today is 12th. So
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Just
A bit less than 2 weeks.
just 2 weeks or 12.
Improvising, man.
All right. What do you guys feel, I guess as a group, the main inspiration behind the actual album was?
Can I start with this one?
Yeah, that's you.
So, like, really, I've always wanted, I kind of have to answer this by going back a bit. So, like, I've always wanted to work with musicians, for one. I've always wanted to, work with a band, right? And it's been, but at the start of it, I never really felt comfortable or confident to do so, because it's like, I don't come from I'm not trained musically, it's all, I've learned it all by ear and, figuring things out, right? So
Some of the greats are though.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But then you get surrounded by guys like this, and it's like, oh damn, yo, what? I don't even know those scales. I don't, and it's like you're learning, and so this album serves as an introduction to what is to come, and what is happening.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so it's the development of the story.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like a seed almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, and now obviously the live show is developing. Now I pull up with these boys. What's so incredible is, when I say, we're performing here. Like recently I had somebody like hit me up, message me when they saw that on my Instagram, and they're like, oh, is the band coming as well? Are the boys gonna be there? So it's like, and for this, we've only just started performing like this, and already people are asking me,
People are seeing you as a unit.
So it's like, it's time. Like, let me show how we are. and what we're like live, give you the energy, let you see it on YouTube. And you see for yourself, and you can come get yourself a ticket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it worked really well. Anyone else got anything to add to that?
Yes,
No?
yeah, because it's kind of, it was
thing.
like I spearheaded it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's kind of like our introduction, basically.
Yeah.
Really.
No, that's really sweet. Well, I'm really looking forward to it.
Fuck
Like I said, I've already got both the songs that you've dropped on the playlist. I'm going to put some more on the show next week that I've got coming.
Yes. Jacob's a real one.
Yeah,
Listen.
Jacob's the man.
Listen.
Yeah.
Are there any themes or like concepts that you aim to explore when you set about on the project?
Well, with this one specifically?
With this one specifically.
With this one specifically, so again, it was me that brought the songs to the boys as well. So again, I was just kind of thinking, what songs best would show where my head's at right now, you know, where the artistry is going, you know, what kind of music do I want to make? Because that's the thing, it's very, I am UK based, right? But I don't feel like a UK artist, you know, and I wouldn't call myself one, you know. I wouldn't say like I'm just an artist and I make what I like to make, you know what I'm saying?
So it's very much like a discovery sort of.
You know,
not tying yourself down to any scene. Right?
exactly. Forget all of that. Do you know what I mean? What's the
You
point?
want to be globalised. So why keep it there? Why keep it in Leeds?
You see why these boys are around me. You see what I mean? Because that's so that's what it was. So like writer's block, you know, that's really an introduction to me. You know, if you haven't listened to me before, who is TJ? You know what I mean? I spilled the beans basically, you know, I had writer's block and I overcome it and I just spill out all of these words, you know what I mean? Not really trying to like give it a path or direction, it's just, this is me, you know? Money shot, you see my vibe, you see the energy, you know, you see the energy of the band, we're cool, you know? It's very like...
So it's really exploring like...
different
each of you
areas.
as an artist working together.
And
how you're like discovering your own music abilities.
Like planting the journey as well.
Exactly, that's the best way to describe us. It is like all of us are each individual, but coming together to explore our own individuality through music.
That's the main thing. Well, music is about collaboration, isn't it? At the end of the day, like you said before, you've always wanted to have a band. Now you're all in a band, but you're all artists in your own right as well, which is the amazing thing. Anything that sticks out that was the most challenging aspect of the project at all?
To be fair, when we recorded this project for this, project for this album, we did it all in session as like a live take. It's quite like a live album. Instead
Did you
of like
do it all in one take?
It was literally all in one take.
So it was quite intensive, I suppose. But it was like we all rehearsed and practiced for it. We played like gigs before that. We've played the songs. But again, when you incorporate the improvisation, the slightly different feels that we have for each track as well, and what we're gonna bring, because we're like, oh, this is the one that's gonna be published, or this is the one. It does have a little bit of another level to it in terms of like your own mental, but like you just kind of take that in stride and like bring it forward, I guess.
And this performance is just one for one as well. We won't ever be able to recreate this ever again.
It's a completely unique moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that live session was its own atmosphere.
So.
And we did it straight off the back of our So Far sound set as well. So we were really rehearsed for that, had that all sorted, and then basically straight away, like a week later, I think, went to the studio and recorded this entire thing.
It was pretty smooth sailing.
So yeah, it was good. I don't think we even had a practice in between So Far and that. We just went straight into it. So it was basically the So Far set, but verbatim.
I mean, it worked for you though. It worked for you.
Yeah,
now you've got that captured forever.
In fact, let me just say as well, like big shout out to Leeds Secret Sessions as well. You know, who they produced and recorded us for this album, and they were great. You know, Joel Mallon, Hamish Tate, and I'm forgetting some names. Apologies. But yeah, man, honestly, like they proper like, you know, took care of us as well, and you know they worked really well with us to get, you know, the audio delivered, and then also the visuals that you're seeing on YouTube, on my YouTube channel.
So it was a massive effort.
Yeah,
good,
man.
Great collaboration. Not just on the music front either.
They did amazing. I actually didn't know that we were going to record. I thought it was just like an interview.
Luna's not on this planet, you know. He's just.
I was just it's like wow, you know. Then when I heard and saw the full Like,
It's so good.
yeah, I was like, wow, they did amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
no.
quality, the visual as well is great. Everything's great.
I mean, from what I've seen so far, it looks like you guys really enjoyed doing it as well.
You have to get lost in it, right?
Yeah, you
Like,
do. You've got to engage with the moment to really shine, haven't you? Each of you guys, if you're allowed to tell us, do you have a favourite track on the album?
I'd say Money Shot from now.
Mm.
Yeah. I wrote Money Shot.
Money Shot also came out on Friday, by the way, guys. Money Shot is out.
Stream it now.
I would actually say Writer's Block. Because I'm discovering again more and more ways to play it. And I feel like finding myself in tracks is like coming across more so. But yeah, I'd say Writer's Block.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ambience with the keys in Writer's Block.
Yeah,
there's
I would say.
a lot to play around with.
Thank
It's
you.
really good.
Thank you.
It's really good. Any preference, CJ?
For me, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna spill a name it's not even out yet, but Salmon. Yeah, it's called Salmon.
I was gonna say the same.
Yeah, right. Salmon is beautiful. It's just such a fun song, and it's like this version that you're hearing now is actually a complete different version to the final that you're gonna hear in a couple months time. There is a special feature on it.
Are you allowed to tell us who, or are you going to keep that secret?
Under wraps if you like. Under wraps.
Alright, sorry guys. I was gonna say, but the legend said no.
You got to keep some secrets. You can't just drop it all before they are.
In due time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Lemmy, do you have a favourite track, Salmon, as well?
Same. So I was gonna say Salmon. I think in what's it? Yeah, before we played it.
In the so far set.
The so far, no, we did like we closed with that song. And
we had a few extra minutes.
Yeah,
we
a solo of a few extra minutes.
Is it one of those tracks you can really play around with?
Yeah.
It's very and it's ambient. It's like, you know, and obviously the feature as well. Like, it's just such a great job on it that it's just. You know, you have to just solo at the end. Like when we did it as well, it was mad because I thought, oh man, we've actually been playing for a while. I thought we were gonna get like, you know, pulled off, but the energy from the audience, they were with it, and then they were just, wow, yeah, man.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Is Blooming part of the song? Is Blooming part of the same album?
No.
Okay. In that case, for me, it would have to be either Writer's Block or Salmon. Yeah, or Salmon. Because I love the vibe for the Salmon. Yeah.
We'll have to listen to Salmon now.
Yeah, you know, I'll play it after this. Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, sweet. I get an exclusive. I'm not going to complain about that. Well, I'm not going to ask you this question. I was going to ask you if there's any features or collaborations. But we'll keep that on the hush. We'll keep that on the hush.
Half said it.
It's encrypted inside those.
But I guess to follow that up, how do you guys feel you all approach like collaborating on a piece of work together, whether it's between the five of you or with other people that are working on the album with you?
Well, I mean, to be fair, do you mean in terms of this project, like we were saying before, we kind of start with the beat that you've found or you've made with your brother, or
so we've got Digital Cash, house producer. My brother, I make a lot of beats with him. Sometimes I find some beats on YouTube. Sometimes you know, I work with different producers. And sometimes like
sometimes in the box ourselves, and then we'll bring it.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of I'll just bring that to the boys. We're just like, okay, so. Can we actually make this live? Like, how can we do it? You know, how could we, you know, and then, you know, I almost basically leave it to the pros to almost like, you know, see
you kind of
what
like
they can do
bounce
with it.
between the lot.
Exactly.
So it's quite an open sort of approach to writing the tracks and stuff like that.
Sometimes I think something's gonna work and it doesn't work, you know, and then I just have to, okay. And then at the same time as well, it's like when we work together, it teaches me a lot of different. There's so many different pockets that I can go in now that I didn't know that I had, and even like I'm, you know, learning, you know, better timing as well, just like keeping track with Eddie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, playing with Sam, you know, it's like, okay, like I know that I can follow the melody there, and it's like me and him, and we can just, you know, everyone else joins in with that, you know, and then so it's all like.
Well,
all the process of locking in.
Five mans is always going to be better than one.
Yeah, there's a good few tracks, to be fair, where it's like we all kind of do our improv thing, and then there's a point where we all hit the same line at the same time, and it all kind of brings it back to the same time.
It's that sixth sense once you've worked together. You know when someone's going to.
Sometimes you just feel it. It's like
feel it out.
Learning experience.
Yeah. So I know you guys are just you just started doing live shows and stuff like that. You've done a few for a little while now. Do any of you have a favourite performance aside from the Leeds live sessions?
So far for me, it has to be So Far. Like that was probably one of my favorite shows. The atmosphere, the crowd, everything was incredible, and like the sound and stuff as well. It was, like we sounded really good that day, and that was the first time we also like incorporated like a few new elements into the set, which we didn't beforehand. Yeah,
that was the first first gig, to be fair,
as a band as well. Yeah,
as this setup.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's actually true.
it was also a very big gig. To be fair, it was quite big for us.
Yeah, man. Our first sold out.
Sold out, yeah, wasn't it?
First gig and sold out.
That's impressive. Not many people get that kind of
blessing.
blessing. That's
Yeah, the aesthetic of like the whole environment as well was beautiful. I think like how we pulled everything together. It worked as a set list as well. That was like almost perfect as well, I think. I would agree.
Yeah, the venue really nice as well.
Yeah, what was the venue?
It was at Leeds.
It was
Fern.
Yeah, it was on the docks.
The Fern, I want to say.
Yes, the Fern.
I think it's called the Fern.
I think it was the
on
Fern.
Leeds dock. It's like I think it feels a bit more like it's like a corporate like coffee house restaurant type place.
But it's very open space.
That's the thing with So Far. They don't necessarily do it in like an
But convert a space into a gig room.
Yeah, that's what makes it I think more intimate as well.
Yeah,
it's more interactive.
It's really good.
A lot of you. That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, TJ, this one's for you.
Yes, sir.
You recently released some work with Tone Central.
I did.
LSG.
Yes, sir.
Contradictions.
Yeah.
Amazing track. That's also on my playlist. I love it. It's a great track.
If you don't listen to Clothcat Radio by now, you're a loser. You're a bum.
How did that project come about? Did you know them beforehand, or?
Yeah. Tone Central is actually, that man he's like a link, between
guy.
so many.
He knows what he's doing.
Artists around it. Yeah, honestly.
Little diamond,
Honestly, man.
He does.
Pulls everyone together.
It really does.
I met him years ago. Actually, years ago through a mutual friend. This was like 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's quite funny because like my first actually link up with him. He'll be fine me saying this, but it was like a smoke up, and he came through, and and like he came with his decks and everything. He was gonna come and like show us some music and and produce, and we never got around to that. That never happened. But
got too caught up in the moment. That's so fair.
You know what I mean? That's how I usually meet everyone first time. But it was dope. And then from there, like kind of he was always so willing to one, learn, and two, make things happen. And I just started like collaborating with him. We collaborated the first time on my EP on SoundCloud, Care Pack 2. He helped me film like this series just to promote it, which is amazing. Then now with this one, Contradictions came about because the start of, it was like, what, was it like last year or was it the year before last?
I think
he was doing the final project.
Last year, yeah.
So he was doing...
Huge project.
Yeah, man. Like a big like album project where he just wanted all musicians.
I remember him mentioning that. He wanted to do like a massive collective.
So he just had live sessions running like every week, in and out every week. And I was, I was lucky enough to be at a few of them. And in one of them, Zealous G was there as well. Yeah. First time I'd met her as well. And we just, it was so funny because we sat in the room together while like the musicians were just doing their thing. I don't know if you were there, Curtis, on that one.
Yeah, I wrote some of the keys for Contradictions.
And we were just kind of me and her were sitting in the writing room together. And we were just bonding.
You two were in the booth, like a separate, like the booth off in it. Yeah.
And that was really, it was the first experience I've written with loads of artists before, but this was the first time I don't know you. We haven't had any conversations before this. I'm just sitting in this room. You're coming in this room. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Do you smell? Are you okay if I rolled? You don't mind the smell of the weed? Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. And then we just start talking, and we start talking about life and respects to her family as well. Like she had a loss in the family at the time, and then that's what really connected us. Because for me as well, I can say this. God bless. My older sister, she's passed away. And she was really the inspiration of why I have Heroes Never Die. She's the reason why the label exists. She's the one who gifted me music and everything. So we connected off that experience. So in my verse, I'm really kind of just like, life is like a contradiction, like, do you know what I mean? You know, it's like we get told to, you know, if you're Christian, if you're religious, you get told to put your faith in God. You get told to put your belief in the word and the Lord, everything will be okay. But then it's like, how can it be when it's like, what? Like, you're telling me that losing my sister was part of the plan. You know what I mean? How can that be so? You're telling me that's okay, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know about trust until you trust in the Lord, because you're trusting in something that, for all intents and purposes, isn't physical. It's not here. How can you trust in that? You know what I mean? So it's like all those things I was kind of like, all these thoughts I was challenging in the verse, basically, and throughout the song.
It's great that you two could bond over that as well, because it really brought out the emotion in the track.
Dude, yeah. Because I loved how she came in with it, you know, on her hooks, you know, she came in almost as though like she was the light coming in, just saying, hey, look up, chin up, you know. It's hard. I feel like crying. I just feel like dying. I don't have enough left in me. But it's like, we're still gonna stand up though today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I loved it, man. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, really good experience.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's really good to know. Yeah, it's an amazing track as well. It's like a really emotional track. You got the contradiction between her and you in the actual track, and then you can both bond over that as well.
You know,
it really comes full circle. You can really feel it when you actually listen to it.
Thank
as well.
you.
And shout out to Tone Central as well.
Shout out to for capturing all of that.
The things that guy's organising are crazy.
Yeah,
and G as well.
For that, man.
G's a great artist.
Yeah, and G, amazing. Yeah, okay. I'm going to open it up a little bit more now. So, in your journey, individually, as creating careers as artists, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've each learned?
Musicians are shit at timing.
What's the biggest lesson I've learned so far?
I would say patience is a big one.
Yeah.
And kind of not rushing.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, because obviously you're surrounded by so many creatives, so many people doing amazing work, and so much things being released and doing shows, DJing, whatever it is. And like sometimes you can close up yourself in that sense, but I suppose it's like
you can get
having your own faith in your own ability and like not rushing the process, because like when you're ready, you'll be ready, kind of thing.
Yeah, everyone has to sort of
on their own journey and on their own path with it. I think coming to terms with it and like mastering knowing yourself in that sense, I think will carry you far or carry you forward in terms of an ethos.
That's such a good way of putting it as well, because it's so easy to get caught up just looking at how other people are succeeding or doing these certain things. But it's about, if you master yourself, then you are gonna end up shining more than you actually expect.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anyone else? Anything to add to that?
I learned this from a bass player. I think she played for, she did say she played for big artists around the world. And then I took it from her as like, when you play for yourself.
Yeah.
Rather than pleasing the people. Once you please yourself first, then you're like, you like release sort of these good vibes, and the people sense it, and then it's like a mutual, like love receiving, so to speak, you know.
Oh yeah, massively.
Yeah, because before I would be the opposite. I would be so nervous, you know, like, oh, hopefully, you know, and try to impress, and I was like, no, man. Similar to what you said, like, know yourself, you know, it's like...
Yeah, people can tell as well. Once you're confident with yourself and you are making your music, because music is, the whole ethos of it is that it's subjective. Yeah, TJ, you said you were going to add something.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I was also going to say, it's not just, like, there's room for everyone, you know, and there's not just one lane, you know, it's not, it doesn't have to be just, like, okay, that's what rap sounds like, or that's what hip hop is. Okay, cool, I need to do that, or I need to perform in this place. Nah, it's so much wider and more open than that, you know? And I think we can definitely lose sight of that because of like the, you know, all the like categories and boxes, you know? And the stuff that, let's say, the industry puts on all of us and the playlists and all of that.
Yeah.
You know?
There's always something you feel like you should be doing that you aren't.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get caught up in.
You know? And what I've learned and what I would say, what I would want to say to anybody else that maybe is like me, maybe, I find it really hard to categorize myself as an artist because, I don't just make one sound, you know? Lean into that. Like Curtis said, just being yourself and understanding who you are, that's the actual superpower, you know? And I think understand what your superpower is and like, because we all have one. You know what I mean?
It's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah, we all have one. Like heroes never die, you know what I'm saying?
Heroes
So,
never die.
you know what I mean? Yeah, so stand on what you stand on and run.
That's such a good point as well, because you can't box yourself into something if you want to be in a sort of creative industry that is entirely subjective.
I don't think the music industry works in artists' favor. It works for the corporations and stuff, but it's very backwards the way things work, you know?
I mean, the independent like sector of the industry is starting to make a rise. There's a lot of big artists that are getting more and more. They're standing up for themselves more and more, and not just sitting in those boxes. All the artists that I follow and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
they're all really spreading out with what they do.
Yeah, we live in an internet generation, right? So there is like you can't really gatekeep anything that's on the internet. Period.
You can't anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to stop you is yourself, really.
For instance, I remember another like it's a big guitarist. I think is probably the best in the world. I met him. It's called Guthrie Govan. And we started like, you know?
Yeah.
And so I went to see him on a master class. But before I met him on the streets in Barcelona, man,
That's dope.
I was like, what?
What the chances?
Yeah, so he was my hero. So it's like, hey, Guthrie, hey. So we clicked right away. And then, story short, he said like, there are only two types of music, because we were talking about deep stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. like everything.
So
like
it's coming from someone that's like your hero as well.
Exactly.
Like,
so, because I grew up, you know, when I was doing metal, you know, like this, you know, like everyone. If you didn't listen to metal only, if I said I will listen to Dre, or they will laugh at me, or to pop. But in the meantime, I grew up like listening to Michael Jackson, to Madonna, so I was like caged, you know. And then, so I met Guthrie and he said, man, there's only two types of music.
What are they?
What are they? What are they?
What are they?
Yeah, can you tell me what are they?
That's a good point, actually. I can't.
Hip hop and
Good and bad.
No, good and bad.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
My friend got it, good and bad, you know.
Fair enough. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So then all the labels, and because I don't like labels, labeling.
I don't think anyone does.
No, not even in artists, or you know, it's horrible, you know.
It's all restricting.
It's restricting, you know.
You don't need that when you're making something.
Exactly.
Amazing. What's individually best album of the year so far?
Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips.
Okay, individually.
Straight off the bat, you had that one prepped.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll let you go like back to summer.
I don't know if I've heard any album this year so far, because I've just been so focused on the assignments and just doing my own thing. I don't think I've had time to listen to like a whole.
Well, has there been any artists?
I can say one that. So I actually, in these past years, I haven't heard like any good albums on my side, because generally, you know, the commercial stuff and I don't feel attracted to.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
guys, listen to Matteo Mancuso. He's an amazing guitarist from Italy. He's like revolutionizing the music and the world. He plays with the fingers.
Oh yeah.
He's amazing. He can play. He's a jazz artist, but he can play rock, and he's like the new vision of, you know, music and guitar. So Matteo Mancuso and his album, it's amazing.
That's great. And you said Schoolboy Q, didn't you? Yeah.
Blue Lips. Yeah.
Straight to the point.
I had to quickly have a brief look at my
I could
list.
see you two just like on your Spotify.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I would probably say Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Because
in my
like
top 5.
most of them were like just complete bangers, new kind of like the range of like production and sound that he always explores and dives into.
Are you talking about the original version or the extended deluxe version?
Let's go deluxe, you know, to be honest. Let's go deluxe, to be fair. But yeah, yeah.
No, I've got to agree with you. That's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah. I just quickly checked as well. But the new Samtha album, the Lahai one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That was cold, actually. That's a cold album.
Insanely good.
But that came out last year, didn't it?
But summer last year.
Yeah, so that came out last year. I
Summer.
thought.
We're doing summer.
Yeah. Hang on, was it
It's
did it have to be this year or last year?
Back to like
2023, yeah.
Within the last year from now.
Okay. In that case, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I wish I had my phone on me. I wish I had my phone on me. That way I could decide. Yeah.
In that case, someone.
Yeah, someone.
Someone somewhere.
Black had a good album out. Thames had a good collection of songs out. Burn Up Boy, no, I hate. It's okay. I didn't think it was that good. Asake had a great stuff out.
Okay.
But I struggled with that though, because I don't really I don't like listening to a lot of music at the minute, you know?
Really?
No, because I'm writing.
You go through phases, don't you? I feel like when you're writing, you need to separate yourself from it to come up with something more genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Me too. I'm not listening too much.
Do you know what I mean? Like I struggle with that because I don't want it.
Do you accidentally like accidentally unconsciously draw influence from certain things or like bring things in that you might not want to?
That's the thing that happens. Or sometimes I'll hear something that like I don't like. I can't turn off my analytical brain, and so it's like I'll be listening to it and I'll be like, so what do people like about this? And like okay,
into it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Make myself.
And not even like saying like it's whack or anything, but it's just like, so what is it?
Just analysing it, just to know what like that kind of thing is, and like that's interesting. Yeah,
it's very hard. It's very hard when you're writing to take yourself out of it and not analyse it whilst you're doing it. But people, it's weird because you can't write and be trying to break it.
Yeah.
You've got. I don't understand how people separate themselves entirely from it.
I know I can't. Yeah, I struggle with that.
Crazy. All right. Yeah, moving on. So, how do you guys stay creative and motivated? Is there any techniques you use or like any non-music things?
Hey. Smoke weed every day.
Fair enough. Appreciate
it. If it works.
I often go for like long walks. I think that helps with like my writing process so much. Just like going for walks, usually smoking on the walk. What else? I read, also watch TV shows and YouTube a lot because like everything I consume, I feel like can be turned into content as like in one way or another.
Do you feel like you're always like taking ideas?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always like taking in inspiration, like even when I'm like sat down or just like walking around, because there's like, if you don't get inspired by like the sounds of it, you can get inspired by like the visuals of it all as well, and like how something plays with something. Yeah.
That's great. Anyone else? Any techniques you use?
To be fair, I was gonna say like to build on that is like take a break and do something that's like not necessarily music at all. So like in that, go for a walk or do anything else activity wise, and like give your brain a little bit of a chance to like recharge a little bit, even if it's something else. But then like when you come back, I'd say start slow and not like have a crazy expectation. But like just starting slow. I think
it's very easy to like expect your brain to just be
like I'm gonna make the next hit, but it's like if you don't think of that, like you're gonna build slow.
On a 20-minute walk, it doesn't necessarily work.
Can you imagine if it did though?
If it did,
everyone would, and nothing would be a hit. No, so you just take yourself out of it for a bit, just get yourself in a different headspace.
It's important.
You need a bit of perspective to come back to, even if you're just mixing or necessarily not doing something as creative. Just need a bit of perspective to just either listen to some music or I listen to podcasts sometimes.
You need breaks.
Something non-musical as well.
So you all kind of agree it's something that sort of separates you from just being stuck in a music process.
I'd say staying in touch with your inner child as well. That's what helps me. Like I game a lot. I watch cartoons, animation, all of that, and it just keeps me like it's the fun. It's my actual spirit.
Creativity is a youthful thing.
Exactly.
It is from the inner child. So that's a really good point to make, actually. What's your thoughts on the music scene and creativity as a whole in Leeds at the moment? Lot of size. Lot of,
It's a very like wide-reaching scene at the moment in Leeds. There's a lot of different promoters and people.
there is a lot going on.
There's a lot of cogs in the machinery. You know what I mean? That like it's all coming together to. It's all very good. It's all very like grassroots.
Yeah.
There's in terms of big venues where big artists play. There's a limited amount, to be fair.
There's like the O2 and the.
There's the O2 and there's the new one, the arena, the new one that Super Friends have got out in I think Harrogate. Project House. Yeah.
We're playing there next week.
We're playing there, no?
Next Saturday.
What's the date for that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's really big,
Is
isn't
that
it?
18th?
18th of May.
18th of May, 18th of May, 18th of May.
Come and join us, guys. I love that venue, man. I went once when it was opened, like the first day, and it's really cool. It's big. And it has, I think, different stages or something.
Yeah, it's like 3 different stages.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
it's really cool.
Biggest one is
It's like a mini festival as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Leeds is really good for venues and, like you said, grassroots and start-up bands and stuff like that.
You know what I would say is, I'll echo what Eddie said every time, and like that. Yeah, there's definitely a but coming. I'm gonna be very careful with the but. But I'm not even gonna mince the words though, because like for real, like there's so much happening, and there's a lot of music. You know, there's a lot of like cool artists, you know, and a lot of different genres as well. But obviously for me, because I'm rap, right? Rap, hip hop, right? I can speak directly for that, and that side of things, I'll say it's piss poor. You know, even though there's a lot of artists about, and there's a lot of good quality guys. You know, I could name them. I could reel off so many names, and all of them know. You know. But it's like at the same time,
somehow the platform's lacking.
There's one because there's clicks, you know. So then that creates that crabs in a barrel thing. You know what I'm saying? So and someone's doing well or pushing up, other people aren't willing to go to that show, or like once they've done with their set, they bounce and then the whole room is empty. What is that? Do you know what I mean? We don't respect
you
that.
Can't create an environment where you don't
That's true.
You know, there's like as well, even with the big promoters and stuff, much love to Launchpad, you know, because they're doing a lot and they're seeing, but it's like I almost wish that there was more, even with Clothcat as well, what you're doing, Jacob, as well, like having us on, you know, I saw like you supported Scott Free as well, and that's my guy, you know, and you know what I mean? So it's like people that see the guys that are working out here and putting in, you know, just you know, having the shows and putting out music, supporting that a lot more, not just supporting the guys that are like making the safe music or whatever. You know, BBC Leeds is you know, it's shocking, man, with that. It's shocking, you get me? And that's not me like throwing a gripe out, because like the radio is amazing. Get your music on the radio, of course. But I just wish that they were more like supportive to, you know, because when they come to if you come to these venues and you see the shows, it's incredible. We performed we had a show in Wakefield last week. My first show in Wakefield, actually. And now they got Tower Yard out there, which is really cool. But again, like I didn't, you know what, the venue had we were like all worried about it. It was us three that went, and we were worried about it because there was no name on the venue.
We couldn't find it.
We couldn't, you know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Are you sure you were at the venue and not just someone's house?
Dude, the room was small and everything, but then never judge a book by its cover. And that's what I would love to tell these people that are controlling what's happening in the scene. Don't judge from the cover, because what happened was as the night went on, dude, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, amazing people.
So it's those secret little spots that really
It's like a private, like little moment with these beautiful people, and wow.
You feel like we need more of that?
We need more of that. More of that.
More stuff that embraces the people that are starting something new.
Exactly, because there's a lot happening. You know, there's a lot of people like, you know, putting in good work, but again, it's like, obviously, people have to be willing to listen, take it in.
It's that point you made of the safe music is what's getting pushed.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a shame, but
it's sad, and I'm always gonna speak loud about it. I don't think anybody should be worried about speaking out against what they don't like in the scene or whatever, because you're a part of it, an active part of it.
That's how the scene grows.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you couldn't, you know, it's whatever. If anyone feels a type of way, then like they can say something, and then, you know what I mean? It's a discourse. You know what I mean? And then we change stuff. And I just think the lead scene in the rap sense, man, we need to do a lot more.
Yeah, no, because a lot of the artists, unless you've got someone that's a bit bigger like Graft or someone, or D5, who are like signed and are getting distribution deals and stuff like that.
They even them, they should be on Live at Leeds. Why haven't they been put on that? You know, but all I see is the same type of artists, the same guys that look the same. They're all white. They're all like, you know what I mean, make jazz. It's all that. And I'm like, wait a minute, but this is, what? This doesn't even say who Leeds is.
There's an entire other scene that isn't being given the spotlight it deserves.
Exactly. So come on, man. Come on, man. Let's stop that.
Start tilting more in the favour of the up and coming, as opposed to the ones that are already founded.
100%.
I know what you mean. There's some really good points there. What are you guys' future plans for your music career as a group and individually, if you want?
So with the group, I just say world tours.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
festivals and that.
Promote everything we do as much as possible.
Exactly.
Get it as big as possible, and everything comes from there. Yeah.
Have you got any projects? Sorry.
I just say he just said an amazing point, bro. Like literally, like everything's just gonna come from just the more work we do. So just putting out more work, you know.
Snowball.
Like, man.
It's a snowball effect. The more you do, the more you've got to back you up.
The more you do, the more you get. And the more you can post about it,
the more you bring in,
the more you can get it.
Absolutely. Have you guys got any projects that you're already planning on for after the album's released?
As a band, like we've got a lot to like, we've got a lot to make, a lot to come together.
Stuff in the bank.
And individually, there's a lot. Like I know for me individually, there's a lot in the pipeline there. You know.
Also got a new album coming soon by the name of Nomad. Keep on the lookout. Just a mix of like jazz, ambient, and hip hop. A mix of instrumentals and songs that I've like produced, mixed and mastered myself and stuff like that.
You'll have to send all of your work. I'll try and get it on the radio.
I'm gonna bring that out soon.
Oh, cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
Like you said, you got to start from the roots. You can't just be pushing all these big artists. You know?
Yeah, I have a Latin jazz band called
what they called?
Luna Galaxies.
Luna Galaxies.
Yeah, it's compositions of mine. So bringing like my roots to this zine, you know, and with true life stories. Yeah, and
that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, and Ash, you know, he recorded the band. That's how we met, and since then it's been amazing. Thank you, friend. And thanks to this friend, you know, I know all these new friends. And
have you got anything coming out with them anytime soon?
Yeah, like we're gonna finish soon.
I've got a few projects that needs to be like finished. So now that I have no other commitments, like evening wise, so
we're only in a month time a new release. There's only one in Spotify, one song, and also on my own. I just came from a rehearsal from a rock metal band that I'm working as well. And in that I sing and play and do compositions as well, and that's
so good. So you've all got your own thing going on, but you're still pushing this.
Yeah, man.
That's what we need. We need more. We need more. I mean, I've not even heard the album, and I'm already excited for what you've got after it as well.
Let's go. That's it. See.
Have you got any show dates?
18th of May, next Saturday.
It's the next
Project House in Armley. After that as well, there's gonna be I was meant to have a gig 420, April 20th in Leeds, but it got shut down.
Was that the big one with lots of artists on it?
No, Scott Free was supposed, and it got shut down by the police because of association to things which we won't mention. But
of course it did.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's been rescheduled now, so it's going to be on June 22nd.
Can you still make it to a 420 show? And you still spoke on stage. You still make it to the 420 show.
Don't tell him that. Damn, I was gonna do that anyway.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
FBI, police, if you're listening, don't worry about that. But that one as well, June 22nd. Shout out to Shit Show Events. They are the events company that is spearheading it all, and I am affiliated with them boys. They're amazing, really good dope of people. Good group of people.
All right, sweet. So we are coming to the end now. You guys have been a lot of fun to talk to.
Thank you so much.
Likewise.
It's been a pleasure,
Anything else you want people to know before we go?
You know what? Let me say.
Palestine.
Sorry. Yes. No.
So true.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Legends with No Name. Live in session EP coming out May 24th. Shout out to Leeds Secret Sessions. Heroes Never Die is a label that you most definitely should you should have some questions about, and you should look in and find out some more. If you want to find out some more, www.TjTUCKERHND.com. That's where you can find it all. Before we even leave here, I've actually brought something for you guys. You know, if you're watching this, you'll see we got a lot of this stuff available on the website.
I didn't expect this.
You know, this is just for you right here.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you.
Every time.
Yeah, so you have some like merch
Crazy.
up in there. Obviously we make all the merch ourselves.
I noticed you've got the t-shirt.
Exactly.
That's
All
so
the
cool.
designs are made by me and my tattoo artist, Do Tattoo You. Moby Slick also. All the graphics is stuff that I've made myself.
really
I
cool.
hand draw them. And yeah, I sell it all on my Instagram, on my Spotify, on my Bandcamp,
Jeez.
all
That's
of that.
so cool.
Yeah, man. Thank
No,
you.
I love the art style as well. That's
Thank you.
Crazy.
These are
I'm going to be
mediums.
repping this.
So.
I'm coming to your next gig with both these on.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's sick. I do like the TJ with the little winky face and everything.
Yeah,
really
man.
cool.
That's
really
my
cool.
little
Thank you so much.
dread boy.
That's so kind of you, bro. Appreciate that.
God.
Yeah, that's the end of it. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Thank you for having
been
us.
Thank
awesome.
you.
I've
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed chatting to you.
Great. Very fun.
This is to them. If you guys haven't checked out TJ Tucker and Legends We No Name already, coming out on the 24th of May.
That's
yeah?
right. That's right.
If you're not listening to it, you're doing something wrong with your life.
That's right.
You really are.
With the
Really are.
bevy in hand, with the window open. It's summer.
Yeah, embrace the summer and listen to some
You get
TJ
me?
Tucker and Legends We No Name. Thank you to everyone who has watched or listened to this today.
Thank you.
Special shout out to Meg for being the camera person.
Thank you,
Thank you, Meg. Amazing. Yeah. Thanks for listening. It's been Jacob from The Vault on Clothcat Broadcasts. See you all next time.
Woo!